Legends of Space, Jim Adams and Jim Green visited SAAO. On Tuesday, the 18th of March, 2025, we had the privilege of hosting former NASA employees Jim Adams and Jim Green in Sutherland as part of their Space Tour South Africa. The evening before, they delivered a public talk in Cape Town, filling the auditorium to capacity. Nic was their SAAO host. Jim and Jim played a key role in launching the Atlas South Africa project and were thrilled to visit the telescope during their road trip across the country. As a token of appreciation for Nic and Willie's incredible efforts on Atlas, especially since they physically built the dome themselves when COVID-19 forced a change of plans, Jim Green presented them with a special coin minted from metal offcuts from the Curiosity Rover. It was lovely to have Willie back at SAAO, sharing his stories, vast knowledge, and enthusiasm. A massive shout out to Willie and Nic, a well-deserved token of appreciation for two incredible guys who put their all into the Atlas project. Your dedication and hard work have truly made a difference. Ross Skelton, SAAO Director.
These rovers, or most satellites, will create an engineering unit. So we have metal where we'll cut out the box where all the electronics and everything is, and inset the instrumentation and everything else. So we'll cut out the engineering box, cut out the flight unit. And what I had them do is sweep up all that extra metal, melt it, okay, and make these coins. All right.
Wow.
So thank you very, very much.
Wow.
For all your help.
Thank you. Wow, this is special. Wow.
Now, these are challenge coins.
Challenge in the sense.
Now that you've accepted.
Now the T's and C's apply. I get it.
You now are going to have to accept the challenge I'm going to give you.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So your challenge is easy. Okay. And that is keeping Atlas up and running, making some spectacular observations, finding more of those NEOs, particularly the ones that are coming that might hit the Earth, and really do the stuff that we need to protect this planet.
Okay.
And you can do it. Thanks. And hopefully you'll accept the challenge. Now, one of the really great things about what happened today was not only are the telescopes beautiful to look at and so varied in what they do and how they do it, but a real appreciation for what that means comes in understanding the history and the background and how they got to where they are and how they're used no matter how old they are.
Yes.
And so your challenge is also quite interesting because it's a matter of maintaining that perspective and providing that for that next generation that comes along and uses these telescopes, because that's information they need to make fabulous discoveries. So thanks so much for the telescope history.
And also for hand building with Nic the Atlas.
Yes, I know. Indeed. Well, that's a challenge already done.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my very great pleasure.
Wow, this is special.
There's only a handful of those that were made.
Yeah. So this almost made it to Mars.
So what metal?
Well, it's from metal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. It could have. It could have. It was on the right side of the saw.
Yeah, but if it had gone to Mars, you wouldn't be holding it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's almost made it to Mars.
What metal is this?
That I don't know.
It's just an alloy.
It's an alloy. Yeah,
Stuff,
some sort of alloy that the chassis is.
Because okay, yes.
It's probably mostly aluminum.
I had him provide some little bit of explanation on the coin. So
yeah, if I get the right conditions of lighting, I can probably read it. This metal was.
Winter, it was test metal used during the engineering of Curiosity.
Oh,
yeah, it's from the chassis.
Wow.
It's from the chassis.
Wow, very cool.
This definitely goes in my collection.
All right, good.
So the transit of Venus, which you probably know, is quite a rare thing.
Yes.
So I grew up in a town where the British expedition went, And I also, and I now live in the town where the American expedition went, and I lived at the observatory where some expeditions were sent out into the country. So I had this like personal interest in it, and then when so with the 2004, which was the last one after 1882, so that big gap, I got in contact with Professor Block. What's his name?
Oh yeah, yeah.
David Block. Yeah. And but he's a very fancy guy, so he always makes things like he does it, like the other half does, sort of thing. But anyway. So
they come in pairs, though, don't they? You got one, and then
that's right. Yeah.
Another one, and then you got another 100 and some odd.
That's right. Eight years, and then So so the 2012 one wasn't visible in South Africa, only the 2004. And but then David Block had some things minted. So there were gold medals and there were silver. So I didn't earn a gold, so I at least got a silver. But they're also numbered, number so many of. So,
I didn't think about it. We would have numbered them, but
I
only have a handful of them left.
So wow, no, this is very special. Thank you.
You're very, very, very welcome.
Yes.
My very, very pleasure.
Yeah.
Let's get a pic.
Yeah.
There you go.